Hi first graders, we're back with another mini lesson today, and today's focus is going to be on key details. Yesterday we talked about the main idea, and remember, main idea is what the text is mostly about. That's the question I'm asking myself when I'm reading my nonfiction passage. What is this text mostly about? In order for a paragraph to be successful, it needs to have key details. That means it needs to have some support to it. So if you kind of think of it as a sandwich, the top of my sandwich and the bottom of my sandwich are the pieces of bread, and they are my main ideas. Those are the sentences my author uses to introduce a topic. But the meat of my sandwich, what's in the middle, that's going to be the key details. That's what the author uses to support their main idea. This is where they give me lots of interesting facts, and they tell me everything they know about a topic. Let's look at what a key detail does exactly. Key details are facts, and they support the main idea. Remember, the main idea is what the text is mostly about. In order for the main idea to work, it has to have at least 2 or more key details. You want to have lots of details so that your reader understands the topic that you are teaching them about. Let's see how this looks in a passage. Now we're back to our passage all about stingrays. This is the same one that we read yesterday to talk about the main idea. I'm going to read it again to you so that it is fresh in our minds and we can figure out what some supporting or key details are in this passage. Stingrays are a group of rays which include 8 animals. They are cousins to the shark, who also do not have bones, but instead are made of cartilage. Stingrays mainly eat crabs, clams, oysters, snails, small fish, and mollusks. Stingrays are interesting ocean creatures. So I'm remembering from our main idea mini lesson yesterday that we decided that the main idea was this last sentence, that stingrays are interesting creatures. And we said that this is how we would answer number 1 of what is the main idea of the story. Now I want to focus on question 2 and 3 down here. What is one supporting detail in this story? So I want to look back in this story, or in this passage, and decide what is one supporting detail. Remember, that detail is a fact the author gives me about their topic. So I know the topic is stingrays and that they're interesting. That's our main idea. Now I'm going to find a key detail. Well, I like this one because I just think it's interesting. They are cousins to the shark. That is a supporting detail in the story. That helps me know that stingrays are interesting creatures. So this sentence, they are cousins to the shark, is a supporting detail that I could write for number 2. I want you to try and think about number 3 by yourself. I'm going to read you the question, and I want you to think inside your head or write on a piece of paper what you think is a supporting detail. Number 3 says, what are other supporting details? Choose all that apply. That means that there may be more than one answer here. So let's look at these 3 sentences and decide, are any of these supporting details? And then I want you to think about them in your head and see if you agree with me. Stingrays swim with sharks. Stingrays eat crabs. Stingrays have no bones. So which of these sentences could be supporting details? And I'll give you a clue. There's definitely 2 sentences that are supporting details. I'll read them again. Stingrays swim with sharks. Stingrays eat crabs. Stingrays have no bones. Remember, a good reader always goes back to their text and take a look. Remember, if I can find it in the text, that's going to help me answer the question. This first one says stingrays swim with sharks. Well, up here it says they're cousins to sharks. It doesn't say anything about them swimming with sharks. So I'm not thinking that's a good detail. I don't think that that's supported or found in the text. Stingrays eat crabs. Well, let me take a look here. Stingrays mainly eat crabs. Yep, I definitely found that in the passage, so that can be a detail. And this last one says stingrays have no bones. If I go back to this one where they talk about sharks, that they're cousins, and they also do not have bones. So yep, that is another supporting detail about stingrays. So these last two, stingrays eat crabs and stingrays have no bones, are definitely key details to support the main idea that stingrays are interesting ocean creatures. All right, first graders, now it's your turn to show us what you know on the next few slides. Again, remember, when you read a passage, think, what is this passage mostly about? That's going to be the main idea. And those key details are those sentences that give me facts to support how the author feels about the topic based on their main idea. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with another lesson about main idea and key details.